Hey everyone, hope you're all having a great day. Thanks for joining me on June 13th. And as always, we are not financial advisors and everything you see on here is for educational purposes only. Alright, let's get started with BTC. And I gotta say, do we nail it or what? Because on our last update, and I think on our last video update, because I don't really do videos on the weekends, I just post updates on Discord. We mentioned hey, we know I'm expecting this big old drop right here. We're expecting a big old drop right here, Sunday, maybe Monday area, and here we are. Now, there's a few drops actually, so it's played out a little bit different. Again, the pattern doesn't match it perfectly, but it's just the idea of it. And I mean, it's played out perfect. Since back here when there was nothing, since back here we had our drop, you know, I mentioned, look, there's a pattern, and we're just gonna go sideways for quite a while. And if we look at this area here, we went sideways for quite a while. Then I mentioned, hey, look, we're gonna have a nice push up, but don't FOMO. You know, this is just a fake out. It's gonna drop right back down, and we went up, came all the way back down. Now I thought it would have maybe pushed one more day sideways and then dropped, but it dropped a day earlier, so not too bad. Then we knew we were gonna go sideways, a little up. Now this is where it got interesting because, you know, we knew we were going to have this area here with the little pump on it. And when we went sideways, we had a big pump. But I told people, don't FOMO. This didn't break pattern just yet. It's almost, but not yet. You know, it's going to go sideways, which technically did. Dropped right back down, went sideways. Then I mentioned, you know, I'm waiting for this big drop. You know, I hinted in the Discord, and I was like, look, like I'm waiting for, you know, this big drop. I even pointed on it on the end of the day summary videos, like, you know, I'm waiting for this big drop, and here we are. Now it hasn't played out exactly the same, and they don't play out exactly the same each time, but it's, you know, the pattern that it follows does play out. And what I mean by that, I don't mean like the candles are not going to match exactly the same, but it's going to still follow the path. So, you know, went sideways, up, down, little up, and then sideways. So sideways, up, down, little up, and then back down. Then we're here. Now this is where it gets interesting because, you know, if it keeps dropping even more, you know, again, it's kind of like our scenario here. If it keeps dropping more and more, it could break the pattern. But right now, I see this as this. So I can see like one more sideways day, maybe even a little bit lower than where it's at now, and then start making a recovery back up. So we can see like some sort of, you know, push back up. It's not gonna be perfect, but it is gonna be a recovery back up. Then we're gonna go sideways with a little fake out right before they drop it again. So it'll go a little bit sideways, a little fake out, and then they're gonna drop it again. So that's what I'm seeing with BTC. If it continues following the pattern, which, again, it's followed the pattern this whole time. All this worked, well, all of this has followed itself pretty well, right? Now, here's where it gets a little interesting. With all the drama that's going on with USDT and Binance, you know, they're removing USDT from their futures. So they're not removing, you know, USDT from trading all the other coins. Now, for me, what's interesting is to figure out which way they're going to go. Are they going to bring in a different stable coin and replacing it? So they can remove it, and then in a week they might say, hey guys, look, futures is back. Now it's going to be these coins paired with USDT or DAI or BUSD, you know, to their stable coin. You know, they might be doing this reason because of what's going on. You know, the SEC is like looking into them, or somebody from the government looking into them. So they could be doing something like that to dodge a bullet or something. We'll see. Now, the whole thing with Celsius locking all their coins and Nexo, that's kind of annoying. And it's kind of the reason why I'm not in them. You know, all my coins are on a hardware wallet, and we've mentioned before, your coins should be in a hardware wallet. The only money you should have on the exchange is if you're going to buy something or you're going to be trading. But even those who've done my trading classes know that, you know, as you're trading and making profit, some of that profit from your bag, you're going to move off the exchange. You're going to buy the coins you want, move it off the exchange, or just send the US, you know, the stable coin off the exchange. You always want to not have a big bag in the exchange. And that's a reason why, you never know what's going on. Now, something I also want to bring up is there's two type of people. There are people who move their coins off the exchange and are ready to buy when, I give a call where like, hey, you know what, I think we're at the bottom. And then there's the other group of people, and keep in mind none of these are wrong in the wrong, but I just want you to know, the possibilities. Now there's also a group of people who have all their money on exchanges with really, really low buy orders. Now, this is a good wake up call to let those people who have really, really like low buy orders, because they want to get in at the very bottom. And I've always said, you don't want to get in at the bottom. You want to get in at a good price. So this is a good eye opener to let those people know, look, there's two scenarios here. You could move your money off the exchange and have it ready to come back in and buy when your coins are, at a good price. Or you can leave it on the exchange, have a really low buy order to make sure you get that very, very bottom low price, but risk your funds getting locked up. And then you could actually risk not even being able to buy when the prices are very low, and then the prices are going to bounce right back up, and then they're going to unlock your coins, and now you're going to be buying at the same price as everybody else. So that's my biggest concern about having these buy orders, really low buy orders, and ready to catch the bottom. Because one is, when someone goes that route, it's usually based off some sort of woo-woo stuff, like, right, some psychic or astrologer says like, hey, it's gonna crash and it's gonna wick down really fast and to come back up, and you have to have your buy orders to catch those. I don't think I've ever seen that happen once so far. Kind of a scenario where it's crashed really crazy and wick back up. We've dropped, but we tend to stay there. And not only that, everybody who's been in my Discord already knows whenever we have a crazy drop. So let's say, for example, like this, right? Anytime we have a crazy drop and it wicks back up, they always come back down to that crazy drop. This always gets filled. If we look back into other locations where here, crazy drop, always drop below it. This is how we nailed our Shiba call we knew it was going to hit down 1700 because of that. Because it had a crazy flash drop, came back up, eventually all the way over here, goes lower. Same thing here, crazy drop, still goes lower. So, and I know what people are thinking, well, I'll get in, write it up, and then I'll sell it higher, and then buy it back cheaper. That never happened. You keep thinking it's going to go up, and you write it all the way back down, and you're literally in the same position. That always happens, That just, it's so funny because it always happens. People are like, oh, well, I'll just sell it at the top. No, you won't. If you see your money raise that fast, it's way harder to sell it. This is why in my trading classes, one of my main goals is to train people to accept the profits. Who cares if it goes higher? Accept your profit, because most likely it'll come back down. You know what I mean? I tell them, look, if you look at all your friends in cryptos who got in 2017, they were up. They made a bunch of money. But that was 3 months ago when they was at the top. Now they're all the way at the bottom, right where you're at, So, don't, if you have your money in exchange, I would probably suggest putting it on a hardware wallet just in case with all the drama that's going on, is what I'm trying to get at. Don't worry about getting it at the bottom. Now, here's another thing. Because of all that's happening, I'm thinking, okay, guys, don't rush ahead. I'm thinking of maybe to start DCAing now. Because based on the pattern, we know we have one more drop. Okay, what's one more drop? Not that big of a deal. If we look at BTC on the grand scheme of things, you're not buying at the top. You're not buying at the bottom. You're buying near the bottom. The middle. You're buying near the bottom. Like if we start buying here and it drops one more time to here, it's okay. We still bought in this area, not this area, right? So I haven't decided yet, but I do have some of my trade bags and my Shiba profit that I got out months ago. Well, not months ago, but almost months ago. We got out somewhere over here. So April, around early April, we got out of. That I mentioned to everybody, look, I'm getting out of my trade bag and my HODL bag on Shiba because, we see this thing dropping back down. So I'm thinking of maybe, due to all that's going on, just start buying back some of my coins and then lock them into the ledger. Because for me, it's more important to have the coins than to like try to get it super cheap, right? Because I know where these coins are going to go in the future, and maybe not locking them in right now could prevent you from buying them later. For example, like maybe XRP wins the lawsuit and they can buy it now, but only the big investors can buy XRP now, not the little guys. They probably might not relist XRP in all the exchanges for all the little people like us, because there's so much drama going on, or you never know. So small chance I might start buying back now. I will post in planned orders if I do, but please note, if I end up buying back in and you decide to follow me, one, I'm not a financial advisor. Two, I understand it's going to still drop. But I'd rather just lock in some of my coins with all the drama that's happening. Because, like, what if, and I think some psychologists have mentioned this, what if, the whole market crashes and everything is at a standstill and you can't buy anything anyways? Right? And then it comes back up and it's in the same spot and you're in the same position. So that's why it's like, well, maybe I'll just lock in my coins. They're at amazing prices now. Yeah, it can still drop, but at the same time, it could also, go sideways for a while. Because once we do hit the bottom, let's say we drop a little more, we're going to go sideways for quite a while. So you're going to have plenty of time to still buy more crypto. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to miss out. No, we might even go up and drop back down to again, and then finally go up. Do like a little double bottom. Like, there'll be plenty of times to buy. This is why for me it's like, all right, maybe I can start dollar cost averaging. I don't want to make the video too long, go out too far out the way. The pattern is playing out great. We're at the verge where we might break a little bit. We could even do this where it just goes sideways now, and then we go up, and then we go down, a little up, then down. So we can still keep pushing down. We're going to have to wait to see where we close today, and I can look at the fibs. So I'll keep everybody updated, and I'll see everybody on the Discord or on the next video.